What up, world? It's your boy JAYSTAR, man. We are finally back. Oh my god, I can't believe the schedule or the slate, man, has come out for week one of the NFL, man. Draftkings. Oh my god, I miss it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I really miss this. I was just talking like all night about this. I can't believe it's released today. Like, whoo, man. Let's we gonna get right into this, man, because I'm so excited. I just knew going in, I had a feeling it was gonna be Jalen Hurts. Looking at the first week, how we didn't have Pat Mahomes, we don't have Josh Allen on this slate. Also Dak Prescott and some of the other quarterbacks that play on the primetime matchups from Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night. And Aaron Rodgers too as well. My bad. Yeah, so we wasn't gonna have those about four quarterbacks I just named there. So, but I had a feeling it was gonna be Jalen Hurts, but it was Lamar Jackson they chose to pick as the number one highest rate highest price quarterback. Which I understand. I mean, he's gonna have a loaded offense this year. We can just go through this real quick, man. We talking about we got Lamar. When they handle, it looks like I don't think Dobbins is really hurt. I think it's like a contract situation going on with him. So if they can get that settled, they're gonna have Dobbins back there. Melvin Gordon did sign too as well. Um, but Bateman, Odell Beckham, Zay Flowers is about to be a beast, man, at receiver here. They still have Duvernay, also Aguilar too. Like pretty loaded, man. Receiver core here is gonna be crazy. Of course, we already know Andrews and Likely was really nice last year, man. Like had some pretty nice games, man. 21 fantasy points right there. So they're just a loaded, super loaded offensively, man. So I see why they did roll with Lamar Jackson as the highest price salary quarterback, and it should be pretty much. I feel like it's probably going to be an easy game for him to just score, man. Like I don't see how you're going to stop them. Anyways, it's too many weapons, man. It's too many weapons. If they're all completely healthy come week one, we could be looking at a first week Lamar 4 touchdown game or something like that, and rushed him possibly just one or something, which is going to be so different, especially with the new offensive coordinator they have there. Very pass heavy type of offensive coordinator, so it should bring out the best of Lamar Jackson's game. We see next up here we have Jalen Hurts. I feel like out of the whole schedule for that week one, Jalen Hurts probably has the hardest defensive matchup. Besides, I would say, what was it? Like, I know they probably have 49ers. 49ers, we know there was a stacked defense. So, yeah, you could say Pickett, too, would probably have one of the hardest matchups there. But besides that, I think it's definitely Hurts going against New England. They're fully stacked defensively. They're probably going to be possibly the number one defense this year if, of course, the 49ers don't hold on to that spot. But I just feel like, yeah, he has one of the hardest matchups going against Belichick. The first game out the, out the gun and stuff like that is going to be crazy. But it is one thing I do know. New England has the hardest time stopping running quarterbacks. We can go to Justin Fields' game if we can see. Let's see if we can get there. Right here, like 24 points fantasy. He rushed, 82 yards. I think there's a rushed in touchdown there too as well. Like they have a hard time stopping running quarterbacks. So I don't see Jalen Hurts being slowed down really too much when it comes to his rushing ability and things like that. Also with them having, I want to say at running back now they have Swift, which they priced him way down here at 5,400. Man, the shiftiness of him, and then I think coming out the backfield, being able to dump the ball off to him, and some screenplay stuff like that. Man, that's gonna open up their offense even more as long as he can just stay healthy. That's his biggest thing about him. Um, yeah, man, Justin Fields at number 3. Wow, I didn't even realize that's what they put. Okay, yeah, Justin Fields is gonna be an amazing talent. I think this year if he can also prove to be like how Jalen Hurts was. Like I don't know if anybody really knew he was gonna be able to throw the way he threw, last season with having AJ Brown, having him, of course, Dallas Goddard and Devontae Smith and things like that. Helped him so much when his passing game. I feel like Fields could have that same thing with having. Let's see where they got DJ Moore at, priced at 6,100. Having DJ Moore should help him. I don't know for sure. Is let me see. I wonder if let's go here. Okay, so it looks like Claypool's ready to go. Oh, Mooney is gonna be ready to go. Mooney is easing into practice this summer. Okay, So that helps a lot. Like I didn't know if he was gonna be ready for week one, but it looks like he possibly will be. So his number one, in the pass receiver, looks like he's gonna be ready to go. DJ Moore, if he's playing in the slot, man, that's gonna be really big. Like yeah, DJ Moore probably will have a big game then still because Mooney, if he's out wide, he's more than likely will be lined up with Jair Alexander. DJ Moore in the slot, I think he's probably gonna get like 12 targets the first game, coming from Fields, and that's going to open up Fields his whole game, period. He loves to throw to Komet, so we do know he has his tight end still. Also at running back, who did they switch to? Okay, they got Deontay Foreman, right? Yeah. Okay, so they got Foreman and Herbert. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it's gonna just like I said, Fields is gonna that's gonna open up his game a lot. I see why they actually put him there, being that DJ Moore more than likely will be in the slot. Mooney is starting. I thought Mooney wasn't gonna be there, and that would put DJ Moore out wide. But since he might have less resistance to being able to go off, now that I see that he's more than likely gonna be in the slot, not starting out wide, since it will be Mooney there and Claypool outside too as well. Yeah, that's gonna help Fields have a pretty decent game. I think in this game here. Got Burrow, who just got injured. Hopefully, it's not that bad and he's able to still be able to show up this week one. Because this game versus Deshaun Watson should be a pretty decent game. I think, they're still the same offense, loaded as always. He has a ton of weapons still, with Chase and Higgins. And how much did they price Higgins at? Man, I must have probably went past him. Yeah, okay, 6,800. Okay. So having Higgins at tight end this year, they got Irv Smith. How much did they price him? Okay, so he's pretty cheap. Yeah, 3,600. Irv Smith should be another cool asset for them. I mean, they switch tight ends every year. I feel like every season they just switch tight ends. The rest of the offense kind of stays the same. But I think one of the best right here gotta be. I mean, we know we have like what four pretty what rushing quarterbacks, kind of the first three, with a little bit of pass and a lot, added weapons to like everybody. I feel like here, Burrow, more of a just a pass heavy quarterback, but going against a pretty decent defense like how Hurts is too as well. Um, I think the first four almost all are going against pretty good defense when it comes against the pass. I would say for sure. Maybe not so much the run, which is why I still feel like they're going to get theirs. And Burrow, yeah, definitely. I feel like a team that pretty good against the pass. So, but he just has so many. All these teams, it doesn't really matter because they just have so many weapons. It's going to make the defense have a hard time the first game period. But when you go past them four and you get here, this is amazing. Like, yeah, like I don't see how you don't take Herbert. Getting Kellen Moore as an offensive coordinator from the Dallas Cowboys. We used to pick the Cowboys like the first 3 weeks of like every season because they usually start off before they had any type of defense, to slow anybody down. They was just a pass heavy team, played real fast, with Kellen Moore running that offense and things like that, and every team had to play up to their speed to keep up. And I just feel like this Tua versus Herbert right here, this is crazy. This is gonna be a crazy game. And then Herbert having a new added weapon that's like 6'4", 6'5". And let me see, where is he at? Let's go over here. Quentin Johnston right here. They put him at 4,400 too. I mean, their team is just tall as I don't know what, man. This is crazy. You like Keenan Allen's like 6'2", 6'3" or something like that. Mike Williams like 6'5", 6'4", something like that. You got Quentin Johnston too, the same, like 6'4", 6'5". Like, golly, man, they're going to be a tall team, and then you still have to worry about Eckler coming underneath, from the backfield. Everett, like just a really decent tight end. This is going to be just fireworks, I think, in this game. Like you got on the other side here, we got Tua here, we got running back Mostert. We're still waiting to see if they're going to be able to get Dalvin Cook or not, because that's going to be crazy if somehow they do that before the season starts. But Jeff Wilson and Mostert, got that speed. Come on, at running back, like we already know, got speed here at the receiver core, and they have Robbie Anderson, who changed his name to Robbie Chosen now. There's a lot of speed though, just period. The whole wide receiver core is just so fast. The only thing where they're missing is that tight end. They don't really have a tight end anymore. They let go of Gesicki. He went over to New England. So that's the only thing, but I don't think it's really going to matter. They're a run, kind of heavy team to set up the pass. And this is just gonna be an explosive game, man. Like, and the pricing is just crazy. I just can't believe They got Herbert and Tua at 69, 67. Man. It's probably gonna be a steal. That's all I can say right now. Also, right after that, Trevor Lawrence. Oh my God, like the weapons he has now. Let's go back again. Let's see. So we got Trevor Lawrence, ETN. We already know, pretty good running back there, man. Then you got Calvin really getting added to this offense, what was already pretty stacked with Kirk, Zay Jones, and Ingram. I mean, every quarterback at the 6,000 range, man, almost is seeming like the way to go. Like week one, like we might build a lineup at the end of this, but man, like this is really feeling like they're so stacked as probably even more than some of these quarterbacks up here, like for real. And I feel like also you don't have to worry about, at least like these first three are kind of run offenses, or used to be at least. I know they have changed their OC right here with Lamar Jackson, but still their quarterback is a rushing quarterback who could steal some touchdowns from the receivers. Maybe not Joe Burrow though, but when you come here, these are not rushing quarterbacks, man. Like these are quarterbacks that like to throw, want to throw every touchdown if they can, and have somewhat of good running backs, but it's just they want to they want to get their number one receivers going, their number two receivers going. I mean, you got Kirk Cousins, same situation there. Like he has a new added target. In what is it, Addison? Let me get over there. So we have Kirk Cousins with You got Jordan Addison, you got KJ Osborne, Jalen Rieger still there too as well, and then you got TJ Hawkinson. Madison's gonna take over, the Dalvin Cook role, so pass catching and things like that. Man, this, like I said, this 6,000 range, man, is loaded. I don't see how you don't just go ahead, plug in one of these quarterbacks first week. Out of these, Geno Smith too as well. My God, like probably everybody but Deshaun Watson is not as loaded. Like from the 6,000 range, like everybody though, Geno has new targets. Like we go to Geno now, golly, man, this is just crazy, man. Like we're talking about Kenneth Walker, DK Lockett. My God, JSN, man, come on now. Like then, Fant's out. Wait, what's going on with Fant? Let me see this. Fant was placed on active. Okay, knee concern, so he probably be healthy to go. And then they got Noah Fant, man. It's just they loaded. These, like I said, the 6,000 range is loaded, man. It's all about. I would say you will have to be looking at like who are they playing on the other side. That's going to force them to have that shootout scenario game, man. Like because they have all the weapons to win games with just one receiver or just one running back, tight end, kind of going off. They can win that way, and just cruise through games. But certain games is going to make them have to step up and use the almost the whole total offense. And that's the games where you're going to want to stack these, type of quarterbacks with their receivers and things like that, and possibly do run backs, depending, like I say, right here, this one right here. Come on now, Miami Chargers, like this should be a back and forth game one, and it's just loaded of talent, man. So that's what I mean, like that. This type of game right here, I don't see how they're not using their total offense in the first game here. Like everybody should be going, like at least, or have a chance to get going and have a good game for fantasy wise, especially. Trevor Lawrence, this might be a little one sided, being that the Colts have a rookie quarterback and Richardson here. We don't know what to expect really much from them, but we do know Jacksonville was one of the teams that gave out a lot of yards in the game, so you can run back something there if you possibly think like a Pittman does show up. Maybe Alec Pierce or something like that has gotten better as a second year receiver. Players like that. Jonathan Taylor also could just be a run back. You want to do a running back instead, because I know Jacksonville was one of those teams, I believe, that gave up the run. And what I want to say, wait, is he still gonna be out though? Let's see, president practice. Okay, so we got about 5 weeks to see. He might be ready to go by then though. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor could possibly be a good running back in that type of game. But like I said, this 6,000, man, stacked up here, man. This is like, the range I feel like where I would go my first week for sure. But let's go a little bit under that. I think besides that, to me, the most lowest priced person that I think is about to have a really good season is Russell Wilson. I think he's about to go off. Like I think this first game will probably be the start of him. He probably will never be 50, like 5,000 period range this whole season. I think he's gonna have just a turnaround completely, like for the offense. And I'm also just shocked, like it looks like almost all his weapons are just priced super low. So if he has the game that I could see him having, you got, where's Javonte Williams at? So you got Javonte Williams coming back from his injury, but I think he's going to be used a lot. Passing game, he's going to be used more like a Kamara, I think, situation. Then though, what I trip out about is that, let's go, where are you at, Denver? Okay, so Sutton 5,200, number one receiver 5,200. I just no, like Judy is in the slot, more like a number two, but also could be used as a number one sometimes. 6,600. That sounds pretty good to me. I think for his first game, but I just am shocked about Sutton being this low. Like we get that, he got injured and things like that, and but still like and didn't have a good season. At certain points like, but we know what he can do. We know he can get you 22. And my whole thing is I just think he's about to get like crazy amount of targets like every game now. I think we're going to see him at 10, 11 targets, especially the first games. Like the first few games, he's going to be loaded. Like I think he's going to get that Michael Thomas when Breeze and Michael Thomas was just killing it. I think that's where we're going to see him. I think we're going to see a lot of targets also for Judy too as well in this offense with, Sean Payton running the system and things like that. I still like Dolchich, still love Dolchich. I think he's going to be a part of the, I want to say like the red zone area and touchdowns like that. Also, he is a deep threat though too as well. But I just think Russell is priced way too low. His best games was against the Raiders, I believe, last season. So we go to, he only had 10 that one, but it was like right here, 27. I believe this was the game where Sutton and I think Judy both scored. Let me make sure again. I could have swore they both scored in this game. It's right here. It looks like that's okay. Hold on. Yeah, one touchdown there, right? So we got one for him. And let me go to Sutton here. One touchdown for him. Yep, they both scored. Like, both scored in that game, man. It's like the Raiders defense is still, it didn't get much better, like, completely yet. They kind of trying to focus on the line first. It feels like defensive line first, and then try to work out, the backfield afterwards, I guess. Maybe next draft they'll work more on their backfield, but right now it's not there. So, yeah, they might get some pressure to Russell Wilson, but I just think with the new system and the Sean Payton's about to change this whole offense, man, they're going to be killing. I think they're going to be dropping bombs on the Raiders like this game, and the Raiders going to have a lot to try to do with Garoppolo, man. I don't really know how much Garoppolo, he is at least a veteran quarterback and things like that. And I believe he will, definitely get some type of score and keep the game somewhat competitive. I just feel like Russell might be going off though. Like, and his price is just too cheap. I feel like might see a 3 touchdown, 300-yard game, Russell Wilson, and maybe a rush touchdown in too as well. Just a whole new Russell Wilson, I feel like. So that 5,900 is just, I think it's too cheap, man. Like, looks like Murray might more than likely will be out. We got Stafford versus Seattle. I think that's a pretty tough matchup. Just because of the cornerbacks that Seattle has. I don't think they will really be matched up too many times with Cooper Kupp, though. Like, you can definitely take Cooper Kupp since he is in the slot. But their out wide cornerbacks are going to be really elite, I think, out there and going to be able to shut down some people. We got the rookie Anthony Richardson. Yeah, not much there. Like I can say, he does. If Jonathan Taylor is able to go, I feel like that's great to have for his first game for sure. As well as I would say, let's go to that game real quick. See, so all the receivers he has: Pittman, Alec Pierce. We have Josh Downs, right, from North Carolina, I believe. Another rookie receiver. Yeah, it's just, I don't want to say it's just not enough proven weapons here, but I can see him probably dropping off a lot of targets off to Pittman in this game. Possibly trying to hit Josh Downs on a deep threat since that was his specialty, is kind of getting deep down the field. They don't really have good tight ends that I like here. Jelani Woods was decent, had some decent games. Maybe though things open up a little bit more with Anthony Richardson at quarterback. I just don't think I'll be taking any shots on the first game with a rookie quarterback like this. But on the other side, Trevor Lawrence, yeah, definitely. Let's see. Besides that, we got Bryce Young going against Atlanta with Ritter. Wow, they priced Ritter even way lower than Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. Okay, so we got some rookies here. I would say C.J. Stroud is going to be in for the most opportunity probably to actually put up some numbers at least, but it is his first game, and Baltimore's defense probably going to still be somewhat strong. They don't have Marcus Peters, and they don't have Calais Campbell anymore. So still up to for us to see how good Baltimore's defense was, because last year they fell apart a lot, and allowed people to score a lot of things. So the only thing about the CJ Stroud situation to me is like his weapon choices is kind of narrow, which could help you as a run back though. You got Pierce, um, really good running back going on his second year. You got Robert Woods, Nico Collins, and John Mechie the third. Noah Brown, I believe too. Yeah, so Noah Brown's there, and I think one of the best weapons they have is Dalton Schultz. I think this probably will be his number one receiver for this season, just because how good Dalton Schultz is. So if I had to run back and play this game at all, I probably would roll with Dalton Schultz. Also though, you could take shots at Robert Woods if you believe in something that he's going to be able to do. John Mechie still has to, this is basically his rookie season, and I just wonder, are they going to put him in the slot for sure? Like, if he's in the slot, he might, he'll have definitely, I feel like, multiple opportunities to shine from there. So it could be a cool little run back, different option if you need to go cheap and you're trying to stack heavy for some higher up, plays here. Besides that, let's see what else we seeing here. Carr's price really cheap. That might be a steal too. Like, he might be on the Russell Wilson level too, just because of, we talking about Carr with man. We got Kamara, you got Jamal Williams here. We got Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, Rashid Shaheed. Yeah, he has some pretty good, decent weapons here. Because then you got Jawan Johnson. Oh, and I love this. This is what I forgot. They got Taysom Hill finally at tight end. Finally able to take Taysom Hill at the tight end position. I feel like that's going to be a steal. Because if they're still using him, as playing quarterback, rushing the ball, all types of stuff like that, you getting a tight end that plays two positions or possibly three positions, like running back, quarterback, and tight end. Like, yeah, it's gonna be the most. I feel like one of the best flex plays probably of the season, possibly. Like, could really be. So, yeah, definitely. Carr has some good weapons, man. Here, I think this might be a steal because Tennessee was one of the teams that gave up the most yards per game. You was like every quarterback was able to put up 300 yards. They just had a hard time actually throwing touchdowns against them. It was kind of weird. I feel like they had that Belichick type, with Vrabel coming from that system and things like that. Like, even when, Belichick had one of the teams that gave up the most yards, he still was the best team and not allowing you to score in the red zone once you got down there. So kind of that situation there. But since it's the first game, I wouldn't even think about that like at all. I kind of think Carr could just go off with Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Kamara, all those weapons like that. His tight end, Jawan Johnson, was even a decent tight end that we was picking. Garoppolo, first game against Denver, I think that's just a hard matchup for him. For the first game, it's gonna be a lot of dumps. I think just trying to run. Besides, the other side is going to be, for Russell, I think it's a lot easier. He can pass, he can run, can do everything over there. The Raiders defense is just not that strong, I don't think, yet. Tannehill against New Orleans, I think that's pretty hard matchup for him. They didn't really boost this offense up at all other than getting DeAndre Hopkins. So, yeah, if you want to just think that he's going to throw 12 targets to DeAndre Hopkins and he's going to go off, you can take that for sure. But I just think this is still a hard matchup for them, starting off with New Orleans when they're pretty good against the run, and that's what Tennessee wants to do. Pickett, hard matchup for him first game. Mac Jones, hard matchup for him first game with Philly. Super Bowl. It's just Super Bowl defense, man. Like, I don't know. Love though. A lot to see, man. I can't wait to see this, man. I'm a Green Bay fan, so I cannot wait. Going against Chicago. Defense is kind of depleted. They still got cornerbacks though, like that are pretty decent and stuff like that. They have one that's really good, I know for sure. But the rest of their defense is, I don't think it's the same. So I think Love will have opportunities, and he is going to have to score because I don't see them Green Bay just being able to stop Fields with the level he's shown of producing last season, man. Like, against some good defenses too at that. And being that this is such a big rivalry and he hasn't been able to beat us when we had Rodgers, it's going to be such a big deal. I just see him putting up 21 points probably the first half. Seriously, and Love is going to have a good game and try to produce against them. And they wasn't really good against stopping the run, but I don't think they're going to be even as great at even stopping the pass either this year. I think kind of the defenses in my division period kind of got weaker, but the Green Bay Packers defense. So yeah, it's just I just feel like yeah, Love has a good opportunity here, and that's the last one at 5,000. But like I said, if I had to really go for it, I'm going definitely for Russell Wilson first. Then I might look at Carr in this area. And I possibly would take a shot at Love, just because I know Chicago's going to put up points. I feel like, and it's going to cost. Have to make him. He's going to have to at least try to get 3 touchdowns in this game. I don't know if they will be thrown for sure, but possibly they ran in by Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon because they are going to be a big part of the offense. So possibly maybe he doesn't get there, due to that part. But it is, I think it is going to be there for him though. It is going to be opportunities for him to do it, to have a good game. Desmond Ridder versus Carolina. Carolina defense was kind of decent, I feel like, last season. But and I don't really know what to expect from Ridder. Like he has Drake London, he has Pitts, Bijan Robinson. I feel like is going to be just the biggest part of this whole offense. I feel like he's going to be just the person you can almost take every week. That's how I feel about that. Looks like the last starting quarterback we possibly have here is going to be Baker Mayfield. After the 5,000 area. My bad. We have Sam Howell too for Washington. This could be a sleeper play, man. Like nobody even really knows much about Sam Howell. But he does have some decent weapons here. We go to Washington. They could actually shock us a little bit. Let me see where they at. Here we go. Just because Arizona, I think, kind of fell apart defensively and things like that, as well as they're not going to have Murray, and it's just multiple opportunities probably then for Sam Howell to do something. He still has Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson, McLaurin, Dotson, Samuel. Yeah, he has weapons here, like Logan Thomas. It's not, I don't think we should just completely sleep on him starting off with a really good game, being that nobody knows much about him. I need to watch more film on him, myself. But yeah, for freaking, what was he, 4,900 something like that? Like, what is that, 4,900? Yeah, I don't know. You can really go wrong here, because Baker Mayfield, we still trying to see if he's going to win the actual quarterback battle. If he wins it, yeah, possibly take a shot there just because of the fact he does have weapons that are proven. And then I feel like Rachaad White, I was noticing something about him. I like him, man. It seems like most of the times when he has multiple attempts is when he hit over double digits or something like that. And I feel like you're looking at 13, you guess 11, 9, almost there, 17, 14, 19, 22, 13. For his price at 5,500, and now being that he's probably going to get a 22 rushing attempts and catching out the backfield as well for Baker, things like that. I feel like, yeah, 5,500, man. If he stays in this range, I'm going to be probably picking him a lot, for real, knowing that he's the number one back over there now, and doesn't really have a lot of competition behind him. But yeah, let's go over here to these running backs just real quick. We got McCaffrey. We already know he was almost 30% of their offense. Definitely I feel like he led most of the offense besides we look at Ayuk, but it still doesn't compete to what McCaffrey, since he catches and runs. The attempts is just crazy for him. So he's literally the whole offense. 8,700 sounds right. Eckler, 8,400, playing Miami. Man, yeah, great running back there. Chubb, hard matchup, but it seems like he does play really hard against divisional, especially at home. So I wouldn't mind taking a shot at Chubb. Bijan Robinson, like I said, every week. Every week. You don't know when you're going to miss out on him. He could become McCaffrey, for real. Especially for the offense that he's on, not really a proven quarterback yet there. So the actual passing attack might not even be amazing, but him catching the ball out the backfield, little dumps and things like that, his speed, agility, all that, yeah, every week. Taylor, 7,900, if he's able to go, I think this could be a decent play here. Derrick Henry, hard matchup. Like I said, New Orleans has been pretty good against the run almost every year. So I don't know if I'll be taking too many shots at Derrick Henry. Josh Jacobs, I think he kind of shows up better at home. But yeah, going against Denver, I still feel like, yeah, you can always take a shot as a run back option, being that I think, since I already kind of feel that Russell's going to be throwing on them, it might be a little bit harder, but they might use Josh Jacobs as, an all around running back, like how New England usually uses one running back for running and one for more catching. I feel like Jacobs is gonna be like Stevenson and with Damian Harris was, all in one. So yeah, I feel like pricing is not bad. I think Josh Jacobs. I mean, I would kind of took him at a 7,000, but he did have a very productive year last season. So yeah, pricing doesn't sound super horrible. For what we know he's capable of doing. Ramondre Stevenson going against Philly. I think because of the dumping, what he could catch in this game, possibly. I think he is kind of priced a little bit super high, but I know why they put him up higher because he doesn't really have any backups anymore, basically, or somebody to take some of the load off of him. And he was a good pick for us. We was picking him a lot last season, because of the catching, not even the running, the rushing attempts. So now you're telling me he might get like 20 rushing attempts and still get the amount of receiving. Let's see, what was he getting? Like, talking about 6 targets right there, 6, 8, 10, yeah, 6, 7, yeah. And this was all, I believe, when like Damian Harris was like hurt and things like that too. Yeah, man, yeah, his price is perfect. Yeah, can't even say nothing wrong about that. I know he's playing a hard defense, but still, price is perfect. ETN, I hope he's more a part of this offense than what he was last season. I feel like in the receiving here, like I know they have so many weapons though, so it's probably not going to go up. But if he could be at a 5 and 4 range, I feel like he would be even a better back to be picking, because if we can get this 20 something rush attempts, which I don't know for sure we're going to get because of all the receiving weapons they have now, we might not get this. But if he was to get at least a 18 with 4 targets or something like that, he would be elite. I feel like he would be more like a what I want to say, Eckler, like for real type play, especially on the offense that he's on. Like it's crazy, super loaded offense. Mixon, it's so hard to pick Mixon, man. Like I feel like he hits and then he just disappears and then he hits like 58 points right here and then disappears. Exactly what I'm talking about right here. Like disappear, then hits again, 23. Like it's always hard for me to take him. Like I don't know. I have a hard time taking him. So it's priced at 6,800. I get it because we know he can hit huge, but I don't know. Like Kamara, man. I feel like he could have a good game. I feel like he can catch. With Carr, like I really feel like he might get a little bit more catches now. They got a decent quarterback back there now. Like this should help a lot for Kamara's game and things like that. Dobbins should. I mean, even if he doesn't play game one, like whenever he does get out there, he's going to be a really good running back to take. Other than if you're scared about Lamar stealing some of his touchdowns, but they should get to the end zone like at least probably like 4 to 5 times every game. And you're talking about at least 2 of those opportunities, possibly goes to him if they don't throw him, and he's just going to have multiple opportunities just every game. Madison's on a really elite scoring team where they should get to the end zone 5 to 4 times, something like that, every game, maybe more, just because Minnesota is loaded offensively. So I think backs like this, man, is going to be the way to go, just because I feel like it's a safe route. Most people want to go to backs that you think they're just going to run heavy offense, McCaffrey and them. Yeah, they're good, but do they get to the goal line multiple times? Some of these teams might only get there 3 times, and maybe even less than that. So, but the teams that I know that are fully stacked offensively and are going to get there multiple times, like a ETN, Mixon too is on that type of team. Kamara, now that they do have Carr back there, it could help them get to the end zone a little bit more. But definitely somebody like Baltimore, Minnesota, I don't think I'll be on Connor as much due to Murray not even being there for a few. I know Green Bay is going to run a lot. They're one of those teams where I said, like, yeah, you could pick those running backs that are going to be on a run heavy team, but you want to go make sure the matchup is probably perfect on those days. Like they're playing Houston. Chicago was pretty bad against the run. So yeah, I think Aaron Jones will be a good play, but Akers here, more of a pass heavy team. They're probably not going to use their running back super, a lot or anything like that. So that's going to be hit and miss trying to catch him when he has a good game. Najee Harris going against the worst matchup of game one, but we do know he used to get just a crazy load of targets, man. Targets and I want to say attempts too as well, like 24, 22, 9 right there, 6, like can't knock him out just because he's playing a hard, team and everything, because he does get a lot of attempts in when it comes to targets or just rush attempts. So it's always there if they can get to that goal line for him to still get like a 20, 18 points, something like that. So 6,100 isn't bad. Kenneth Walker, I'm going to love picking him. Like, I've seen a lot of good things from him last season, and he's on one of those teams that I'm talking about, loaded offensively. Going to have multiple opportunities, 5 probably opportunities every game to score. And I just don't see them not going to Kenneth Walker, handing that off to him at least 2 times. So, yep, definitely Kenneth Walker. I think he's too cheap. Now that I'm really looking at this 6,000, wow, it's crazy. I like Damian Pierce, but having a rookie quarterback, I don't know how many opportunities he's going to get for goal line. I do know he's going to get a lot of opportunities to just rush the ball, though. So we're going to have to look for matchups when he's playing somebody really sorry against the rush, because he's probably going to break out that game. Javonte Williams here, if he's completely healthy game one, Denver is still loaded. Like, Denver is still loaded. Sutton, Judy, Dolchich, Russell, I feel like, running the offense way better than what they looked like with Hackett last year. Running their offense was crazy. But with Payton, yeah, definitely. This I think he's going to get used more in a Kamara, type of way, where coming out the backfield catching, he doesn't have to worry about Melvin Gordon being there, taking up some of his opportunities. So this should be a huge season for him. 5,700, too cheap, because he's on pretty almost as loaded as some of these other team offense. But I just also feel like it's just going to be the production of Russell Wilson this year that gets him really crazy numbers. So 5,700 sounds too cheap. I think he should have been 6,000, but I love it. It's great for us. Miles Sanders going to have a boatload of opportunities, I feel like, now. Deontay Foreman is not here for Carolina, and he was pretty pissed off that he didn't get the ball a lot in the Super Bowl. So definitely could see him breaking out this first game right here. Also going against a rookie running back on the other side, who they're almost saying could be the best running back in the whole league. So it could be some added motivation here for him to try to go off. So definitely I like that. Rachaad White, like I said, his production seems like when he gets multiple opportunities, he's able to do good. And I think he's going to get that, especially if Trash end up starting at quarterback over Baker Mayfield. Like, I feel like they're going to lean heavy on the run and dump into their running back. So for 5,500, I think that's a good, especially also going against a total great offense over here on the other side. It's going to cause them to have to probably pass catch to the, throw to the back like that, more than just also running. But just multiple ways of opportunities, I feel like, for him to get to 20-something points in that game. Man, we got Deontay Foreman switch teams. Going against Green Bay. Yeah, that's possibly too could be a good game because of the fact for him, just because Fields is going to be able to get down the field. I just feel like he is just going to get there. If he got to rush it, possibly show us something with his arm, this season. But handing it off to Foreman for a touchdown, I could see that definitely happening. Algier, don't know how much work he's going to get yet, so I will wait on that, being that he's going to be a backup now. Mostert, one of those other running backs where I feel like on a loaded offensive team, going to get those 4 to 5 opportunities a game in the red zone, so I definitely will be looking at him some games. Swift, another loaded team. If he could stay healthy, man, I don't see him ever being under 6,000. Like, for real, I really just it doesn't make sense. Not for the team that he's on. If he could just stay healthy the whole season, he's going to have 20-point games easily, I think, on the Eagles. We got Wilson back up, Gibson, A.J. Dillon. I feel like he's going to be the goal line use back, most of the time. And I feel like for 5,200, really good back to be able to pick. Also, I would say Brian Robinson here. They're going to lean heavy on their run probably here with them having a new quarterback starting this year. Don't know how much he's going to be, in the past. Like I said, I need to watch more film, but I think they are going to use Brian Robinson a lot. But they do still have Gibson. But Gibson was more used in the past. So if you think, this team sucks against the run, I think it's probably going to be best to go with Brian Robinson. But if it's more pass catching is what they give up, then you go ahead and take Gibson in those games. Cordell Patterson, man, it's going to be crazy. I don't know what they're going to do with this backfield. The worst thing I think is going to be that how he's a pass-catching back. Algier was a good running back. And then you got just everything in one. And us trying to figure out if they're just going to, just use Bijan Robinson just most of the time. Like, how many touches is this dude going to get? Because they still have really good backs behind him. So, but man, it's going to be a little, A little hard to pick sometimes with that one. But now receivers, man. Let's get to this receivers. Jefferson, we already know. I don't see why you don't take him the first game. He's going to get 12 targets. Kupp probably going to get 12 targets. Don't see why you don't take him. Tyreek Hill said he's going for 2,000-yard record. Don't see why you're not going to take him. He's going to have 12 targets. Jamar Chase first game, pretty hard matchup, because they do have what's I want to say, Denzel Ward. And another cornerback on the other side too. I can't remember right now, but yeah. So he probably have a little bit of resistance, but still, more long as his quarterback is healthy and able to go, he's probably will end up with 11 to 10 targets, something like that. Devontae Adams, I want to wait and see with this, because last season, he had Carr. Carr was trying to prove that you're gonna be my number one receiver. Sent 17 targets to him 2 times in the whole season too at that, and it still was the most targets I've seen for any receiver all season long. But now with Garoppolo is not known to launch deep throws down the field, so it's going to change up. I feel like what Adams was able to produce last season, he's going to have to come. I feel like he's going to have to play more in the slot, which is going to be hard because they have Jacoby Myers now too as well, and I don't think he's going to move a lot out wide. So I don't really know what they're going to do with that. Also, I don't know if Renfro is going to stay on the team because it seems like they have 2 slot receivers and one that's capable of being a hybrid and move out wide and in the slot with Adams. Just don't know what to really expect. I feel like this is going to be a pretty tough game. He might still get 10 targets still, but it's not a lot to expect from Garoppolo. Like, he didn't really show us too many games where he just targeted a Uke 10 to 11, 12 times, or Debo. It was more in the range of like 8 to 7. And we know Devontae can produce with that, but he produced well, like great games when he had way more targets, like 11, 37. Looking at 12, 40, 13, 36, 14, 30. You know what I'm saying? 17, 39. Like, his targets are usually pretty high. When he's at the 7, you might get a 30 game, so, but 13, 22, 10, only 14 there. But you see the high volume, then it allows him to produce crazy numbers. And I just don't know if we're going to get that anymore with Garoppolo. Besides that, we got A.J. Brown, same quarterback there. So, same situation there. I hope his targets go up, though. Like, it wasn't really established last season that he was just, the for sure number one. He had games where he had 13, had games where he had 10, but then most of the games you look 8, 7, 7, 8, 6, 4. The targets were just like, second receiver level sometimes, and I'm just like, the best thing I can say about both of these receivers here with Devontae Smith and AJ is they can produce with low, like a little amount. And I believe it's because look right here, like you see the average yards and things like that are past 20 yards, and that's why they produce so well. Like, you're talking about 4 catches to 6 to 8 or something like that, but when they catch, it's usually 20 yards down the field, and they both do that. So that's the thing, they can produce with so little because they're usually down the field, deep down the field when they do catch. I noticed that about those 2 receivers. So that's why I do still like it, but I do want to see more of the 10 to 13, targets a game for AJ. Devontae, I feel like should always have at least 8, but yeah, AJ should get way past double digits, like easy. Like, then we got Keenan Allen here. I feel like this is mispriced. Like, I like Keenan Allen, but he's getting older. I know he's in the slot, which is a good spot to be at, playing especially as you're getting older at receiver, and we know how good he is and everything. But it's just that I cannot believe this, man. Like, 5,700 Mike Williams. That's a steal, y'all. In that game too, at that, like, yeah, that's a steal, man. Like, they keep putting Keenan Allen so high, and then he gets hurt, and that's another thing. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know if I'll be paying for Keenan Allen at 7,300 too much though, but I mean, it's a great game, so I see why you still would take him and stuff like that. But just 5,700, man, Mike Williams, same game, probably the number one receiver. Also adding a new receiver out wide on the other side to kind of take some stress off him too. Yeah, I love that. So Devontae Smith, we already know, like, definitely can take him. He should have 8 targets, like I said, same amount of opportunity so far as we see, like, as what AJ Brown is getting, and you get priced what, like, $400 cheaper. Yeah, definitely could take shots there. Jalen Waddle, I think he's like $1,000 cheaper then. But his targets are usually a little bit less, but he is in the same big game here. So yeah, definitely Jalen Waddle will take shots at that. Metcalf, I feel like this is going to be his season to prove something to us all. Like prove that he's one of these 8,000 level receivers. I really feel like this is the year with them having Lockett probably moving out wide, JSN playing in a slot. That should take a little bit more pressure, I think, off of Metcalf, man, of being doubled all the time, because Lockett is going to be a threat where you're going to probably have to double him too. So I think this will be a year for Metcalf, and this game could start off, since there is no Jalen Ramsey to slow him down. Like, this could be a good game to start that off. DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, I think we're gonna have to pick and choose wisely on the games where he goes off, and it could start off with a bang. He could get 12 targets first game and get there. So 6,900, pretty decent price there. T Higgins 6,800, Cleveland could go off. He could get the same amount of targets what you think Chase is gonna get, and possibly go off, because he is a real, like, it's not a really number two. He's really a number one. So 6,800, that's cool. Like I said, Lockett now possibly could be lined up as a number one now, and could be going off more often too as well, until they start doubling him. It's going to open up Metcalf. So either one with them, I think. This offense is loaded. It's going another team where multiple opportunities to score every game. So yeah, taking those receivers over there is going to be great. Denver, like I said, I think Russell's going to have a big game one. Judy, I love Judy, in the slot, but he also moves out wide too as well. But this is one of those other things. I feel like he's priced decent. It's not like he's priced wrong, but it's just the fact that their number one is priced all the way at 5,200, and I feel like that's the steal right there. Like, I would be definitely taking him and saving the savings of what, $1,400 and stuff like that. Calvin, really, come on now. I know y'all have been seeing the film. He's killing it in practice, looking like so fast, so sharp. Chris route running. Devontae Adams said he's like the number 2 receiver in the league, something like that. My God, like, yeah, I don't see how if he gets 12 targets first game, I don't see how he doesn't go off. 6,500 too. It's just too cheap, man. Too cheap. I feel like, and the Colts, I feel like we don't know what to expect, if they're even gonna have, be able to get down the field. I feel like they could possibly be getting stopped multiple times with a rookie quarterback and everything. Not much to really expect. So multiple opportunities for really to get to 12 targets. Yeah. Yeah. And then just a loaded offense. So multiple opportunities also to score. Like, yeah, this is him, Trevor Lawrence, even Christian Kirk, though still I wouldn't even knock you taking him too, because I don't see really cutting into his work, like his production and the attempts that he's still gonna get, because he's in the slot. It's not like he's out wide with really. So I think them both could just have good games together too as well. Chris Olave, I really want to see how is this gonna play out with Michael Thomas and him. Like, is Chris Olave gonna be, Carr's number one target, his number one receiver? Because he had such a great season last season on his rookie year. I feel like this is gonna be, even a better season for him, with having somebody like Carr who likes to throw deep too, like that. So, but if he can have Michael Thomas taking some of the pressure off of him, getting doubled, but like I said, I don't know which receiver is Carr going to want to throw to 17 times like he was doing for Devontae Adams. And whichever one that ends up being is going to have a crazy good season, as long as they can stay healthy too. But then we got McLaurin. I'm gonna have a wait and see approach with this. I know how good McLaurin is, and if their quarterback is actually good, then yes, Washington could be a one of those offenses that's pretty stacked, because McLaurin, Dotson, and who was the other one there? Samuel. That's a pretty loaded offensive core there when it comes to receivers, as well as Logan Thomas at tight end. 2 running backs, man. They could be a team, man, a sleeper team there. And I do believe there is gonna be weeks where you can take Sam Howell, but like I said, I gotta wait and see it. Mike Evans, bad quarterback play. Bad quarterback play, man. It doesn't really matter, I feel like, which one they end up choosing. Yeah, we seen Baker have some games. So I'm not gonna knock him out for like not having an opportunity, to show up and show us something different. Because it could happen. The first game he played for the Rams was pretty decent. So possibly he's in a big game here where he's going to have to score. So he's going to have multiple opportunities. So Mike Evans, and Godwin. Godwin being 2 years from the injury now, return from injury. So should be a better season for him if the quarterback play is going to be at least decent. But so I don't know. Like, they didn't come through with a great quarterback last year a lot of times. So in Tom Brady. So yeah, it's gonna be hard, way harder this year, I feel like. Pittman, Rookie quarterback, last season I didn't pick him first week and I messed up. He came through. Should have known, like everybody was saying, he was priced even cheaper. I think he was like the 5,500 range last season. Now he's 62 with a rookie quarterback going against Jacksonville. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely take shots at him. It's just, it was a proven quarterback in Matt Ryan, a Super Bowl, at least made it to the Super Bowl quarterback. And he threw a lot of targets to him game one. Let's look at that too. Just a matter of fact, like, how many targets did he get? 13 targets game one. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he's going to get that many targets game one with a rookie quarterback. So I'm not going to go ahead and say, oh, I'm picking Pittman. DJ Moore on the other side, like, I do feel like he possibly could get a 12 target game one. And I do see him produce. 6,100 might be too cheap, for a new number one receiver like that, playing in the slot too at that, where you have more space to get these receivers open in the slot, playing in the middle of the field and things like that, than having them being doubled the whole game and kind of being taken away. Christian Watson, he is this is going to be a big year for him, man, taking over the number one receiver role. But like I said, they are going to double him, I'm sure, a lot. Didn't really see him line up in the slot too much unless he was just kind of running a slant. So it's going to be, I feel like, more on the other receivers, maybe game one. He did have a big game last season against Chicago. But it's all going to be on is Love going to throw him the ball 12 times, period. Like, and just give him opportunities. Because if that's the case, then with his speed and his 6'5" height, yeah, maybe it won't even matter that he's double covered because of the speed and the height. Maybe he'll moss somebody and still, show how he had like 8 touchdowns in like 4 games, something like that last season. Maybe that still comes through. Already went through Godwin, Mari Cooper. I expect more chemistry with Deshaun Watson. I do expect him to probably have more targets a game now that he's starting off with a quarterback like that instead of having to wait till week 11. So he should be more productive, but he is at home, so we know how the home and away thing with Amari Cooper could be a good game, but I don't know what the questionable is. Let's just check real quick. Forward practice due to minor tweak. Okay, so he should be okay by that time. But yeah, playing Cincinnati, and we do know if Cincinnati comes with it and shows up and gets to the goal line multiple times, then yeah, Amari Cooper could have a great game because they're gonna have to put up points here. Mike Williams, though, like I said, too cheap, man, too cheap. Number one receiver. We know he usually gets 10 targets. Playing this great game right here, it doesn't make no sense, man. I can't believe they priced him so low. Like, he should be in the 6,000s at least. Christian Kirk, I already kind of went over that. I kind of even feel like he should be at a 6,000, but they priced Ridley there already. So, and we just know the chemistry is already there, and now he's probably going to be even more open. He's a great route runner, has speed. Yeah, I just think he's going to be just so open. Like I said, I don't think the production or attempts that are going to Ridley is going to take anything away from Kirk. So I just feel like he's going to be in for a good 20 points fantasy, almost averaging, I feel like, still every game. Who we got here? Deebo Samuel, my bad. So Deebo Samuel, Pittsburgh. Brock Purdy. I still am on wait and see to see what Brock Purdy is going to do. He has Deebo and Ayuk. It's been a lot of talk about Ayuk and his improvement. So I don't know if Ayuk is going to be their number one. He was kind of their number one when he actually came to the percent throws, a game and stuff like he got over Deebo. And plus, they don't throw a lot here. So it's going to be hard to kind of pick Deebo unless I just know the matchup is just ridiculously crazy, easy for him. We got Drake London. Don't know what to expect from Ritter. So I'm not going to probably say Drake London. Like, I don't know for sure if he's going to get 12 targets every game now. Because if he did, I feel like Drake London could be producing ridiculously. Rashad Bateman, if he's able to come back, this is going to be, it's going to be games definitely where you can choose him. Like, for sure. Deontay Johnson. I really wonder, is he still going to be like their number one for sure, or is Pickens going to come into that form this year on his second year? Is he going to start getting 10 targets every game over Deontay Johnson? Because Deontay Johnson has a lot of games where he gets targets and he drops so many of them. So that's what kills me with him. He's a great route runner and a really good receiver, but them hands, man, you got to work on that. Marquise Brown, like I said, without Murray, I don't know how many times I'm going to be picking him. With Murray there, hell yeah. He's probably going to get 12 to 11 targets every game. And if he stays in this 5,000 range, yeah, I'm taking him. Sutton, I told you, 5,200, too cheap. Too cheap. I think he's going to get at least 10 targets a game, I think. Jordan Addison, I'll wait and see with that. I think he's kind of priced a little too high, especially at the beginning of the season. I feel like he should have been in the 4,000, lower 4,000 range, because we don't know what to expect yet with Jefferson and Hawkinson taking most of their targets there first, and he might only get like a 4 to 5 targets a game. Michael Thomas 5,100, that might be too cheap. But like I said, I just don't know for sure. Is Michael Thomas going to be Carr's number one to him, or is it going to be Chris Olave? Because Chris Olave definitely has the skill set to be a number one receiver and be getting 12 targets and is deserving of the 12 targets too. Odell Beckham, $5,000. This might be too cheap. This really might be too cheap. $5,000 number one receiver, man, and I know Lamar is going to try to feed him that first game for sure. So he might get 10 targets and might produce a nice 20 something fantasy points and a touchdown or something like that. So yeah, Robert Woods, I'll be waiting to see with that. Treylon Burks, wait and see with that. George Pickens, it's going to be a hard game, but I do think he's probably going to be a shocker. San Francisco was really good against the run, but when people actually tested them in the past, they kind of broke, sometimes. So I can see for $5,000 Pickens coming through. It's all on is Pickett a better quarterback this year on his second year. Dotson, like I said, wait and see because Sam Howell, I don't know yet. Ayuk at 4,900 could be a steal if he stays in this range too throughout the year, but I'm still kind of waiting to see with Brock Purdy. I don't know. JSN, wait and see with that because he is moving into Lockett's position with the slot and moving out Lockett. So I'm going to kind of wait and see with this. I do know he's really good. I can see him getting a touchdown in this first game easily and actually coming through with a nice 15 to 18 points fantasy and coming through for you. Jacoby Myers, I do feel like he's probably going to be the real number one here now. I just really got that feeling about Garoppolo is going to be a dumper. He's going to be dumping 10 yards, 5 yards, and that's where Jacoby Myers' range is going to be at in his route running. I feel like he's going to be his safety net player over Devontae. So 4,800 probably end up being too cheap down the line. Like, I don't know if he's going to stay there for much of this season. Juju, kind of same. I mean, he just filling in a Jacoby Myers role here. Don't really know how much to expect for him. Like, is he going to get 10 targets a game? I don't really know, but if he does, then yeah, Juju is going to be a really good receiver. Nico Collins, wait and see there. Van Jefferson, wait and see there. Thielen, wait and see there because they do have DJ Chark. So I don't know which receiver is going to be. I forgot if it's Stroud or what is it, Stroud or let me make sure I'm getting the right one. Is it Young or Stroud? CJ Stroud. Okay, so it's Young. My bad. So yeah, with Bryce Young, man, I don't know which one of those receivers is going to be considered his number one. But let's go back, get down here again. We got Renfro. Don't even know if he's going to still be a Raider when the season starts. Zay Jones is going to have definitely good games because of the fact they're just so loaded. It's just going to be hard to, I think, get this right all the time with picking him. Mooney, I'm waiting to see with that because I don't know if Fields can really throw, and connect with him. They have not built any chemistry since he's been there with Fields. So, yeah. We'll see this year though with Moore being there. Maybe it'll be more, hits with maybe Moore taking some of the doubles his way and Mooney being one-on-one covered. Dobbs, wait and see with that. Don't know what's gonna happen with Love. Is he gonna hit on Dobbs? Is Dobbs gonna be his number one for sure or something like that? Still waiting on that. Quentin Johnston, I feel like this is a wait, but I do feel like he could get going right away because of just the height. It's crazy, man. His height. It's basically they got two number ones out wide, man. Same height, kind of same body type and everything, like in the same just skill set, man. Just pretty much skill set. And he's gonna moss some people this year. I already know with that height and everything, like athleticism. Besides that, it looks like everybody else is. We got a number one here in Devontae Parker. This is down here, man. Like I said, DJ Chark might be a number one receiver for 3,900 to Bryce Young, my bad. For Bryce Young, so 3,900 might be too cheap for him. I like Zay Flowers at 4,000 though, just because his shiftiness and speed makes me think of like Bijan Robinson. If they're gonna give him the ball a lot, which I've been hearing a lot about him getting the ball a lot in the what I want to say, training camp and things like that with the new OC coordinator, like he's getting the ball to Zay Flowers. Like $4,000 might be way too cheap. First game too with their loaded offense, man, it's gonna be crazy. Besides that, looks like everybody else. We got Metch. You gotta wait and see here for him. Mac Hollins with a new team. Wait to see there. Elijah Moore with a new team now. Maybe he does get more targets and shows up. 3,800. Let's see. The last person I would take a shot at down here. Let's see, Mechie, because of the type of game I feel like he's in, and rookie quarterback might be trying to throw to his kind of rookie still receiver, even though this is his second year, but he didn't play all year. Yeah, no, I don't think I'll be on Claypool. Jennings, let's see, Mingo. I wonder if he's gonna start at all. Um, yeah, that's Josh Downs could be possibly a decent receiver. I do like the receiver for the Packers though, and Jalen Reed, just because. Let's see, is he down here? Damn, let me just go to him then. Let me just go to him real quick for the Packers here. Got 3,000 receiver right here. Like the Jaden Reed, man, I feel like he could possibly he's gonna step into the what I want to say slot receiver role. We have never had a slot receiver like for a long time now, and I feel like he's going to get production here. First game out the gate. I feel like over as long as he beats out Samari Torrey, which I believe he is. We picked him second round. With Watson and Dobbs grabbing so much attention, we actually have some tight ends now finally, and the running backs being leaned on so heavily. Coming out of that slot, man, it's just a lot of production comes out of the slot now with the way teams play defense. I feel like with his speed, good route running, he's going to probably for $3,000 probably be the lowest person I'm going to take a shot at. Now we get into the tight ends though. Andrews, like possibly get still 8 targets at least. Game 1 here. Hawkinson, I see him getting 8 targets. Kittle, man, I don't know about Kittle because they lean on the run so much. They do go to him possibly in the red zone. I will say though with Brock Purdy, it seemed like he did at least spread it out a little bit more, and Kittle actually at least stayed consistent with having at least probably 5 targets in the games instead of because he used to have games with Garoppolo where he just was not even targeted, maybe twice, and then out of nowhere he'll get 8, and of course he produced. So I don't know about Kittle for sure, but Dallas Goedert, definitely will take shots at Dallas Goedert. Higbee, because they don't have enough weapons over here on the Rams, so it's literally Cup and then Higbee. So definitely I see Higbee being able to perform well. Ingram, like one of them loaded offenses that I feel like they will spread the ball out to everywhere, and I at least feel like if he's not the second option now anymore, he's at least the third option here, and that's what I'm kind of looking for all my tight ends that I want to choose this year is like first, second, possibly third, option of the team on their offense when it gets to red zone area. That's the kind of tight ends I want. I think Ingram is going to be that. Schultz is going to be a number 1 option to me is what I think. So he's probably priced too low. Matter of fact. I just really feel like they're going to go to him a lot. Like a lot of rookie quarterbacks love to go to their tight end. It's usually their safety net, and Schultz is just a really good tight end, I feel like. So it's going to show this year, I feel like, too. Pitts, he's just, I don't know yet. Quarterback play here might have a lot to do with his production. So don't really know if I'll be picking Pitts too often. Komet, I definitely think he's going to do good. I mean, I feel like he was really Phil's number 1 receiving option. Period. For red zone, deep plays, all types of stuff like that. When he's on that run, he's looking up the field. He was looking for Komet, but he will have more now, which I think frees up Komet even more. So still definitely Komet. Everett, a loaded offense. Only thing about this one is I don't think for sure he's a number. I know for sure he's not a number 1, not a number 2, and I don't know if he's a number 3 at all option once Quentin Johnson and also with Eckler too. So it's gonna be hard to pay $4,300 for Everett. He will hit on some games, but not all the time, I feel like. They just have too many other weapons to go to. Njoku, I do feel like he's going to be a good option. With Amari Cooper, I feel like he's probably at least a second. Of course, Chubb is there, but, and he will be used more in the pass catching too with Chubb. So, but I still think Njoku's number 2 or number 3 still here. So I like that. Freiermuth, he's at least definitely got to be a number 3. Even if Pickens becomes the number 2 or number 1 option at that, Freiermuth will still be a number 3, so I do like that. Dolchich, he's definitely got to be at least number 3 here. So, $4,000 sounds about right. Juwan Johnson, we don't know. I don't know if he's starting with Taysom Hill, so I think Taysom Hill might be the way to go here over Juwan Johnson most games, just because he's going to get used still as a quarterback, running back, all types of screen plays. They're going to use Taysom Hill, man. And it's great that we can finally pick him because he's gonna have good 20s to something points. Some days he's gonna throw touchdowns. So yeah, he's probably gonna be the best tight end I feel like this year, just because of all the stuff he can do. So that would be like my safety net, probably tight end to take every week. To be real with y'all, Irv Smith, I don't know what to expect from him. I don't even feel like he's probably even the number 3 option here. He has a competition of Boyd and Mixon. So for 3,600, maybe if they show me something different, but if he was 3,000 or even something below, maybe I'll probably take shots at him. Hunter Henry, with Gesicki on the team, I think Gesicki is going to be the number 1 tight end here. So I would rather take Gesicki at 3,200 than be taking Henry at 35. Zach Ertz is out. Cade Otton. We'll have to see how that goes with if Baker or Trash is the quarterback. I don't know, and I don't believe Cade Otton is the third weapon either for sure here. It might be Rashad White or maybe another receiver. So yeah, don't know about that. Jelani Woods, man, they start with Mo Ali Cox most of the time and play him a lot. Jelani Woods was just a receiving option, tight end. He really didn't block a lot. If he is really just out there more, more of the offense and running a lot more routes, yeah, 3,200 is gonna be too cheap for him because he actually produced very well, especially in the red zone. Logan Thomas was a disappointing year last season, man. Expected so much more out of him, but didn't come through. So I will have to see if Sam Howell shows us, because they have a lot of weapons here. A receiver is definitely 3 before Logan Thomas. So like I said, I have to see if Sam Howell is just one of those quarterbacks that likes to dump it off to his his tight end and things like that. Like I already said about Gesicki, I feel like that's too cheap for him. He probably starts off with a really good game and probably is more a part of an offense for once. Because last season he wasn't, and he's a really good tight end. 3,200 is way too cheap for him. McBride, don't really know much about how they're going to use him yet, so I'll probably wait and see. Tanyan with Komet, probably getting more of the route running and things. I don't know how much Tanyan's going to get used. Noah Fant, I do like Noah Fant if he's able to go, first game. He's on a loaded offense, but still a wait and see to if JSN is going to be the number 3 option before Fant. So I do think you can still take shots at Fant at 3,100. Hayden Hurst, he's going to be their starting tight end. Carolina, we got DJ Chark, Thielen. Not really many other options to say. So Hurts might be the first time Carolina finally uses their tight end, because they were not using their tight ends before. So maybe this is a steal for $3,000. Isaiah Likely, he's gonna be a good tight end. It's just that, man, he's probably gonna end up having to go somewhere else just because it's too many weapons here, man. Austin Hooper, him or Mayer, man, we got to see which one's gonna be the number 1 tight end here, because there are, I would say, at least 2 weapons probably before him. But if Mayer is the tight end, then we're going to have to go take Mayer right here at 2,800, if he ends up winning that tight end spot over him. Other than that, Luke Musgrave, for my team, I feel like he's going to be a big addition to being used deep threat, red zone, 6'6", I believe, tight end, man. Got the height, got speed, man. Him and Tucker Kraft, man, for my team, I feel like are going to be used a lot. But definitely, I believe he's going to win the starting at least tight end and be out there more for route running, compared to Kraft will probably be more used for blocking. So 2,900, definitely feel like that's a good way to go. You can definitely take him. He might show up and have 5 targets every game. Like I said, it's a new quarterback. It's not Rodgers, so I think we might actually get a nice production of at least 5 targets to our tight end game to game. Besides that, I don't really see any other tight ends that I'm really looking at down here, so I think I would be done there. Let's get to the defense and finish this up, man, for this first look video here. We got the Ravens at the top playing a rookie quarterback, so I see why they got that. But like I said, Ravens defense wasn't showing up like that all the time, and they lost at least 2 big people, I feel like. Marcus Peters and Calais Campbell, man. I feel like that does hurt their defense in some way. The rookie probably does make some mistakes like they always do, but I do feel like he is probably going to score something at least, because of Baltimore will be putting up a lot of points. So it might drop their defense down a little bit if their defense is not scoring, The Vikings defense going against Baker. Vikings defense got a lot weaker, and I get it that it's Baker, but I don't see them being 3,900 worth. Maybe if there was 3,000, I probably would like that. 49ers, definitely you can take a shot at 49ers defense. Eagles defense, I like the Eagles defense. New England, Mac Jones still has a lot to prove. He does have more weapons, I would say, with having Jaceki, Juju. Yeah, I mean, he has some weapons there. Ramondre Stevenson, no Damian Harris no more though. So yeah, but I do feel like the Eagles defense could be worth it for 3,700. Man, just Mac Jones makes some mistakes. I feel like so I could see that happening. Plus he could just get sacked a lot. Broncos defense could show up against Garoppolo really well. Garoppolo has shown to make mistakes, and it's just a new offense for him. And the Denver is just like offense and defense are all kind of the same. They kind of have that chemistry. I can see them, and it's a rivalry at their home. I can see them starting off very strong defensively and everything like that against Garoppolo. Jaguars defense going against a rookie, their defense wasn't really good against the pass. And I don't even think they was really good, period. Even the run was kind of getting to them, at least pass catching backs, I believe. So I don't really expect them to make up for 3,500 here, but I can see a rookie. Just you always can take a chance on the rookies early, period. So it could be just a safe bet to do it. Saints defense against Tennessee. I don't know if they're going to get multiple opportunities to do a lot because Tennessee just runs all the time. So yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot of passing and errors going to come out of Tannehill. He's not even a quarterback that makes that many errors, anyways. Seahawks defense going against the Rams. Man, it's not a lot of reasons for Stafford to have to throw out wide to where the cornerbacks are really good to get interceptions, and I don't know how much pressure they're going to get on him either. So yeah, this game might be just they might. Yeah, I don't really see the Seahawks making too many good defensive. Yeah, so I would move on from them. Atlanta going against a rookie quarterback. They do have Calais Campbell now. Defense got a little bit better on the line. And they did get better out on the cornerback too. I can't remember the cornerbacks they have, but they're pretty good. So this could be actually a good defense here. Atlanta could shock us. The Chargers defense, I just feel like there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. It is multiple opportunities for somebody like a J.C. Jackson to make plays, something like that, though, because they will be throwing. So, yeah, you can't take a shot here. There's no reason not to. Steelers defense, San Francisco is one of those run teams, heavy run teams. I don't see the Steelers having multiple opportunities to really be able to make a lot of plays because of that. So I wouldn't really take the Steelers defense. Bengals defense going against Deshaun Watson. Possibly could be a good, defense to take. It is a rivalry. Chicago Bears defense, I think they got in weaker. So I don't really see why I would take the Bears defense. But I get it. Like, it's kind of his fourth year quarterback, but kind of his rookie year. So you could possibly take chances that he will make mistakes against a big rivalry at their home too. Prime time matchup is gonna be everybody's gonna be watching this. So yeah, definitely you can take shots at Chicago's defense still. Commanders, they always have a great line. I wonder if Chase Young is ready to go because yeah, I would love to take them for 2,800 going against I forgot the quarterback that's gonna be more than likely starting for Murray. But yeah, I can see them having almost a shutout possibly here. So yeah, I could definitely see the Commanders even be a good defense. Packers defense, I kind of wait and see with this. Yeah, I'll wait and see with this. I don't know how my defensive coach, if he got it together, is he gonna have Jair following, DJ Moore the whole game? If he was to do something like that and make it harder for Fields to throw the ball to his other option receivers that he gets, then I could see the Green Bay Packers coming big, but coming up big and making big plays in this game. Well, where I do see us doing good is Keyshawn Nixon being a kick returner. Man, he was killing it. Special teams, I feel like that's how the Packers get good points this year. I don't know for sure if it's always going to be defensive making a lot of great plays like that. I think special teams though is going to be a sleeper for the Packers. Man, 2,800 might be too low. To be real when it comes to that. Patriots defense going to be a great defense to take, even though they're playing a total package, offense here. Still, they're a loaded defense, man. So yeah, most of the time there's going to be like the safety net pick of the week. I feel like for me, Rams defense don't really see me picking them anymore. Panthers defense, maybe this might be the game, but after that, I don't really see me picking them too much. Browns defense, yeah, we know they're a good defense. They are playing a very heavy, really good offense though. So I don't think this will be the game I'll be picking them too much. But
also at the same time, like I said, that does mean they're going to get multiple opportunities to make plays. There will be a lot of dropbacks, so a lot of times for them to get a sack, sack fumble, things like that, or interception. So yeah, possibly my bad. Yeah, let me take that back. I would take some shots at Cleveland. Tennessee, I don't think I'll be taking shots at them. They were pretty horrible last season against the pass and things like that. I don't see nothing much changing there. Cardinals, their defense doesn't look too great to me. Dolphins defense, yeah, I know Jalen Ramsey got hurt, but the fact that they're always going to play teams that's going to make, since they're going to score a lot and things like that, they're going to make teams have to try to throw it on them. It's going to give their defense multiple opportunities. So 2,500, yes, I like them. Colts, they got weaker. No more Gilmore, So yeah, I don't really see them looking too great. Raiders defense, yeah, they'll get some sacks and things like that because their line is pretty strong. But the rest of their backfield from linebackers on back, it's all back. Like it's all bad. I mean, so don't really see me taking the Raiders too much. Buccaneers defense, they're still a strong defense. I can still see them making plays. 2,200 might be way too low. Texas defense was a strong defense, at least against the pass, but they got ran on so bad it didn't really matter sometimes, because most teams aren't going to pass against them. I do see Baltimore giving them opportunities to make plays though against the pass because they're going to want to show off their new weapons first game and throwing the ball. So it could be opportunities for the Texans at 2,100. If you need to just go that low. I would probably rather take the Buccaneers just because I know their defense is pretty strong, and Minnesota is going to throw a lot. So there's going to be a lot of plays to be made there too for them. But that's about it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that for the first, look. We'll go ahead, probably next video. I'll probably, because I want to look at this a little bit more and build an actual good first lineup for my first lineup. I just want to throw something together real quick. So, yeah, stay tuned for the next video, man. We'll have the first look at the first lineup build for week 1, man, so we can win some money. It's your boy JAYSTAR, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.